Would you be willing to spend 14 days in prison as an experiment for a salary of $14,000? 26 men sign up for a scientific experiment. All they are told beforehand is that some will be stripped of all civil rights, some will not. When they arrive at the compound, it is revealed that 8 of them will become prison guards, and the other 18 will be inmates, and this will last for 14 days. All of the subjects are warned that if there is any physical violence that the experiment will be shut down and everyone will forfeit all of their money, $14,000 for 2 weeks. The guards are also warned that if an inmate breaks any of the rules enforced on them, clean their plates, don't talk unless spoken to, exercise for 30 minutes a day, never touch a guard, nothing from the outside world is allowed in, and are not punished for it within 30 minutes, the experiment will end and all money will be forfeit. Taking part in this experiment includes anti-war protester guy named Travis Kaczmarek, Adrian Brody, and a 40-something man named Michael Barris, Forrest Whitaker, and at first, it seemed like the two were going to strike up a friendship, but the moment both men fell into their respective roles as prisoner and prison guard, the dynamic changed in quite a brutal way. Michael is a man somewhat emasculated by a domineering mother through flashbacks, and as soon as he becomes a prison guard along with some others, he's not above making his newfound power known to the prisoners, and he soon locks horns with Travis, who is a reluctant leader of the prisoner. Travis for the most part did try to retain his pacifist ways, but between being physically humiliated by an increasingly unhinged Michael and the guards and having to save another prisoner, Oscar, Jason Liu, from nearly being sexually assaulted by fellow guard Chase, Cam Gigande, it's not surprising that the experiment then resulted in a full-scale prison riot with everyone more scarred by the events of the movie than beforehand. Although I've heard the German original is the better movie when it comes to tackling this particular real-life experiment, I did like this movie quite a bit. I think Adrian Brody did a solid job in making Travis an engaging protagonist, but Forrest Whitaker definitely delivered the stronger performance of the two. The other characters, both prisoners and prison guards alike, somewhat made up the numbers, and there was at least one character who went from prison guard to prisoner in order to showcase Michael's lack of mercy. There was also a brief love story for Travis with the only female character named Bay, but honestly, it's a wasted role for Maggie Grace and added nothing to the overall story. As well as Das Experiment in this movie, there's another movie called The Stanford Prison Experiment with Ezra Miller that covers this general idea as well. Originally this movie was meant to have Elijah Wood, but he left a few days of shooting and presumably was replaced with Adrian Brody. The real experiment ended after 6 days, but here, despite ending early, they all got their $14,000. Paul T. Schering, who wrote and directed this, also worked on Prison Break. The experiment is a solid enough take on the infamous Stanford experiment and seemingly a solid adaptation of a much stronger original movie. Both Adrian Brody and Forrest Whitaker are on fine form, and if you like your prison-themed movies, it's a good one to watch.
If you are interested in this type of videos, please subscribe to the channel and like the video now.